Hey everybody, this is your boy Jim Austin Online. I'm so excited. Saturday morning, we're here at the Stockyards Podcast Recording Studio. This is where I tape my show, The Austin File. We talk about commercial real estate. We also interview people of interest, and we let you know what's going on in the world. So thank you for tuning in. Make sure you sign up for my YouTube channel, sign up for my newsletter, sign up for Facebook. Just be in touch. Today I have a special guest in my studio today. Her name is Therese Marie. Good morning, Therese.
Good morning.
It's good to see you. Thank you for getting up this morning and coming down here to our studios for this podcast.
It's my privilege and my honor, so thank you for the invitation.
Well, ever since we met through a mutual friend, Vivian Fullerlove, we have just grown in our friendship and our network, and we're doing some amazing things that we'll talk about later in the show. But I just want to ask you where you grew up and, how you decided to get into the career that you're in now.
Wow. Well, I've always said that you don't pick music, music picks you, or you don't pick entertainment picks you. You just find yourself doing it, and that's kind of what happened with me. I was 3 years old. I saw a guitar and fell in love with it.
Mm-hmm.
And my father had been shot and killed when I was a baby, so I never knew him, but they said that he played music, and my Uncle Charlie was on the radio. So it was in the genes, I guess, and I didn't know any of that at the time, but I just remember my heart being on fire when I saw a guitar, and so I was actually raised in an all-girl kind of an institution kind of thing because my mom had mental illness, and my father had an affair on my mom and was shot and killed, and so it was just a really bad childhood, so that I ended up being put out of the house as a kid. So I grew up in an institution, but there was a guitar there, and it had about 30 coats of antique paint on it, and it had those plastic strings. Have you ever seen those? Plastic strings. I mean, like cheapo plastic strings. And I just taught myself how to play, and then I taught myself how to play the piano and started writing songs. My first song was actually somebody else's song, and I told everybody I wrote it.
Okay.
I haven't done that since, but I was stealing stuff early on. But I was born and raised in East St. Louis, Illinois. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great area. I've visited there before. And so you're a songwriter, you're a singer, you're a musician, and you produce videos, and you've been around this business for quite a while.
About 20 years.
Okay, yeah. So when Vivian introduced us, you were performing on one of the shows that Jim Austin Online had produced. So that's where we met the first time. And here we are today. So we're working on some projects together. I just want to say, with your experience and knowledge, I mean, you're big into social media. I know you have 200,000 Instagram followers. You're big on Facebook. We love that. As a matter of fact, our company is handling your social media now with Mr. Dexter Hickman. So we're trying
Where is Dexter?
Dexter was with us last night at the party. So I said, hey, take a break, and we'll see you tonight. We have another party
I call him
tonight.
Sexy Dexy.
Yeah. He's a good kid. If you had some advice for someone that wanted to get into the entertainment business, what would you tell them to do?
Well, I would say resist it at all costs, and try to do something else. And if you can't do anything else, then this is what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
How's that for an answer?
Okay.
I don't know how else to say it.
Oh man, that's a good answer. I'm right now interviewing people on my podcast show. My neighbor has 400 authors that she published. So we're just starting with the first 50, and we're talking to them. So my show is going international and talking with people. So I'm so glad to have you here today. Tell me some of the places that you performed. I love watching your videos, your passion, and you've written some new product.
Yeah.
And so where can people Where have you performed before, and where can people see you now?
Well, I originally just started doing Christian music, like started playing in guitar mass when I was a kid. And after that, I worked for a company that produced a lot of events. And so I thought, well, I need a lot of the stuff on the radio we couldn't play because of, I didn't always have clean versions and stuff. And so we were out in these big public events like in Macy's and Dillard's and things. So I just thought, I'm gonna write some clean pop music that people can dance to. And so I ended up meeting a hit writer in LA for Britney Spears, and he said, send me your stuff. And I sent it to him, and he said, this stuff is really good. So I thought, okay, well, let's branch out here a little bit. I have a real sweet, soft voice anyway, so everybody with the big booming voices got the solos at church anyway, so I was usually just in the background clapping for everybody else. I didn't really get that many opportunities in churches anyway, so once I started kind of departing from that, I wrote a pop song called Candy Jar about waiting to your wedding night, and it's, that's the one that got the 200,000 hits on the producer's website. It's not on mine. He posted it on his page, but if you look it up. So I just started doing just kind of edgy stuff that, blurred the lines and was really well received, and just more doors started opening. Then I went to the Urban Network in LA out there with Arthur Mitchell. He started that. I got to do some events with John Amos, and got to meet like Barry Gordy, all the Motown people. They were all there. That was really kind of the launch. Met a gentleman named Michael Ellis from Columbus, Mississippi, and he was the only one the whole weekend that talked to me. I was there, but it was like I was invisible, and he saw something in me, and it was like a lot of times when you go to music things and stuff and you have a bunch of artists, it's just always about them, it's like about them. And so a lot of times it's hard to reach out and to, make that connection. Well, that's not me. I'd rather talk about you than me, actually. But, I love the limelight, and I love producing things, so I'm a kind of a strange hybrid of characteristics. But Michael kind of took me under his wing, and so he got me a song with Snoop Dogg. So I did a music video with Snoop, and the crazy thing was I said to God, God, I said, if you really want me to keep doing this music, this was 5 years ago, I said, would you let me do a song with Snoop Dogg? Now, I did not know anybody that knew Snoop. I was nowhere near Snoop. I was in the middle of Missouri. I prayed that prayer. I did not tell anybody but Sandy Slater, my best friend. And I remember about 3 weeks later, I looked down at my phone, and Michael Ellis sent me a text. He goes, how'd you like to do a song with Snoop? And I was just like, whoa, God. Whoa. And so, it was like the miracle of all miracles. And so then I said, God, I said, and the track was by a guy here in Fort Worth. His name is D-Hawk. And Devonrick Jefferson is his real name, and he's got a lot of talent, and he's an artist, so check him out. You need to have him on your show. And so I heard the track, and it was called East Side Party. So I like that. Devonrick, he wrote that song, but he said, you can write the verses. So the song was, the night is still young and we're just getting started. It's an East Side Party kind of vibe. And I thought, okay, well, I've got this big thing about being authentic and not being, what we would call a poser. I'm like, I'm going to be myself,
Yeah.
I got a lot of street smarts. I was, born and raised in East St. Louis, and it was just really proud of kind of where I came from and the hole I dug myself out of. And so, not that East St. Louis was the whole, but the circumstances in which I was born with the family and all of that. East St. Louis is an awesome place. So, he gave me the chorus, the night is still young and we just getting started. We're going to hit the strip and just go gnarly. My side's in the building and we crank like a Harley. This is how we do it at an East Side Party. So I said, okay, God, how am I going to make this song about you? Because I told him, I said, if you get me a song with Snoop, I'm going to make it about you. So I wrote the verses. You know where I came from, baby, all dressed up in sin. I'm coming at it all wild and crazy. Wipe the stain from my chin. This fame, when it came, so insane. Still my game's black and white. I slipped and fell on the highway to hell, but you won't find me there tonight. And then we went into the chorus. I was like, man, that works. And then, some of the stuff, and, before I really, gave my heart to God was, a lot of, some car shows and all that kind of sexy stuff. So I said, I bought the T-shirt, baby, but I let it dry. Selling my soul to the world is so cheap and the cost is too high. Because I've got the blood of an innocent man all over me. It's pouring down from his hands and his crown. His love's arresting me. And a lot of that was during the Michael Brown thing that was going on in Ferguson. So it was all about the blood of an innocent man. And so that was kind of the thing. Now that came from Michael Ellis. He goes, I got the blood of an innocent man all over me. And that just really stuck with me. And then God just put it all together. So it's got a great message. It's got, some street dancers. We did it in a biker bar. Everything that we needed to have showed up, including a really, really cool Harley, and Joni, my friend, showed up with her, bad Mustang, and we had just the coolest dancers. Frankie the Kid Stewart, he was just like a teenager when I kind of adopted him, and didn't really adopt him, but he was just a great dancer, so he did a lot of shows with me, and he wasn't ashamed to do stuff with me. And then he brought all these other dancers, and so we just started killing it at events and stuff. We did the Working Women's Survival Show. I was an opening with John, believe it or not, John Amos, the actor.
Mm-hmm.
He did a CD in Nashville. It was kind of a interesting blend of some styles, and so I was hired to be one of the backup performers. So I got to do an event with him, and
you've been doing some bold stuff.
Yeah, well,
and,
yeah.
Just and producing what you love. Because you to pull over those lyrics right here on my show means that it's up there, and it's part of you.
Mm-hmm.
So I know our time is running. And again, you told me what you would advise someone wanting to get into the business. Mm-hmm. I was going to ask you what was one of the biggest moments in your business life, but I guess you just told me a little bit about it.
I would say the biggest moment for me was when I looked in somebody's eyes and I saw tears and I knew my song did it. It was like, that was like, whoa, it's anointed by God. My first music video I did was called Whosoever Will, and the guy that produced it had a really, tough drug addict problem, and but he was a great producer, and we sat at lunch one day, and I just prayed for him, and I said, God, I just pray for him that you would deliver him from these drugs, and he hasn't touched them ever since, so, it's pretty cool to know that it's not you doing the thing.
Yeah. Well, I know in meeting you, and I think we've known each other about 3 or 4 months, that you're, based in God all over.
Yeah, because he's the one that got me Snoop,
Yeah.
And he's the
he's
one
amazing.
that gave me the talent and brought me to you and to Vivian and,
To the team, my Jim Austin team.
Well,
my young team. Yeah, I did. So one of the things we're excited about that you're going to be co-hosting the Showtime at the Warehouse, a variety competition show that we just recorded 4 shows, and we're getting ready for the semifinals and the finals. So you knocked it out of the ballpark, and I'm really excited about those 20 young contestants that are competing for that $1,000 big prize. So we'll talk more about that as we set up for the finals. And then you're also co-hosting with my friend Scott Murray, and you are co-hosting the Western Heritage Museum virtual telethon, raising money for the museum, which has been closed for now 8 months. That will take place on November the 5th. We have 5 great singers: Stephen Pride, Devin Dawson, Kristen Harris, and Krista Rodden and yourself will be debuting some of your music at that show too. So please tune in, auction items, and it'll be on Cowboys of Color. You can come to the show, $75, or you can do virtually, stay at home. But real excited about you being a part of that. And you're such a professional, and my staff and everybody on the team said, man, Jim, you got a real superstar there that's co-hosting your show.
I think the better word is a pistol.
Oh,
right?
Pistol?
Yeah, I'm in Fort Worth, so I can say I'm a pistol, right?
Pistol, yes you can, yes you can. And Scott's excited about being there with you on the 12th. And we're probably going to have 50 or 75 people actually in, but we're so proud to say that Wrangler is our title sponsor.
Woo-hoo.
And that's big. Wrangler's been with the museum for about 10 years, and they said we want to step it up and be the title sponsor.
I've been checking out their clothes.
Yeah, you have? Yeah. Wrangler's the bomb. And then we're getting ready for the National Rodeo Finals in December. They got 10 shows, so
yep.
Boom, boom, boom. Check it out, because we're going to have tickets to the show in the auction, so you want to do that. But if you had something that you wanted to do a shout out to my fans that are now going to be your fans, what would that be as we wrap up?
I would say to live to give, and just reach out and be a bridge. And a lot of people, you don't know what they're going through, so love everybody, especially when they're mean to you. Love them just right back, and that's what I would say. And I know you got a lot of great people that follow you, so I'd say tell your friends about it and recruit and be a part and participate.
If somebody wanted to find you, where would they find you?
Well, you can just Google Therese Marie. You can find a lot of my stuff. There's a YouTube channel. It's Therese Marie, and you can find. I have a Facebook. I have a Instagram. At Therese Marie 6. But I've got so much stuff out there that it's pretty easy to find. So.
Just hit it up. Hey, Miss Therese Marie, my person of the hour that I had the pleasure of bringing up here on my show. The Austin File. You can go to Jim Austin online, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. We're all over the place, and we're syndicated. We're on Anchor, so we're all over the place. I want to thank you for tuning in. Therese Marie, thank you for coming up to the Stockyards Podcast studios and hanging out with us for a little bit.
Thank you. I really enjoyed it, and thanks to your team and crew that made this possible.
Okay.